Hey everyone, it's Heather here. I'm so pleased to be here with you guys again today. I'm just going to wait for a few minutes for some people to find me. I think I managed to post this in all of the right spots today. Yesterday I kind of messed that part up. Oh, my light keeps wanting to die on me. So yeah, just to start off with, I'm going to be bringing in a lot of channeling, teaching, and messages from the ancestors today, much more than I anticipated to start with. I don't know why I'm not surprised, but really I'm not surprised because this seems to happen to me every time I'm about to go live. They kind of hit me while I'm hot, and so here I am. Hi, Joanna. Nice to see you. Okay, there's a few people jumping on now. I'm just going to play a little bit of my flute if I can. I've been a little bit emotional for the last few minutes, just with some of the beautiful messages that are coming in just, for me, but also to share with the collective group here today. So it might sound a little shaky to begin with because it's a way of me really grounding. So this is going to be our grounding for this session today. It's just going to be me, hopefully not playing too terrible of flute music for you. So just sit back and relax for a minute while we allow people to jump on. So that's our grounding for today, and I'm just going to jump right in with the channelings and the messages now. I'm so thrilled to see you guys here: Bree, Gail, Jody, Sandy, Jill, Marcy, Facebook user. If you're just Facebook user, just you have to give a permission from StreamYard so we can see your name. Otherwise, you have to put your name in the comment. So I'm blown away today with everything that's been channeling through. So I have no idea how this is going to go. I have no idea what I'm about to say. But here comes your ancestors, and here comes the messages that have been coming in. I first want to bring some acknowledgement. I am a white girl, but I live in Canada. I live in Winnipeg, have lived here for most of my life. Have worked as a registered nurse in a core area hospital with children for over 30 years. On any given day, 70 to 90% of my little children that I looked after were Indigenous. Because of the high Indigenous population where I work, I'm very entrenched in the culture where I work. A lot of teaching and education. We have elders on site. And as I was thinking about this, I realized in the chaos, because where I work is multi-building. There's 5,000 people who work where I work. It's very, very huge. It's the biggest hospital between here and Toronto kind of thing. So it's huge. And I have had, I had this office in the basement, and I was like, why is my office like in a basement with like this little portal window? And it just really actually dawned on me that the Indigenous Healing Center was right next door, like on the other side of the wall where I worked for like 5 years. And they did sweetgrass ceremonies and healing ceremonies in there every day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what a powerful field that I was able to be on the other side of the wall from. But I feel like a lot of it came through that wall. So, so I really didn't feel worthy to bring some of these messages from the ancestors, because I am not currently living in I'm white. I'm not Indigenous, let's just say it. But you're getting a white girl's lessons through all the elders and teachers and children and family that I learned so much from over the last 30 years. I am from Treaty 1 lands here in Winnipeg. It is home to 4 nations. It's the Cree Nation, the Ojibwe, which is Anishinaabe, so lots of Anishinaabe, Sioux Nation, which is Dakota, and Dene, which is up north, which is kind of like a bridge between sort of the Inuit up north and Winnipeg. It's like this hybrid group that's there. So I'm really honored to live here because of this. I have my own ancestral roots, which are, very Celtic, Germanic, Eastern European, that kind of roots. But they're telling me I need to honor the fact that they're making me emotional. This is the land where I live, and it's very sacred land to the Indigenous people. And because of that, they want, me to also be a steward of their land, and then a steward of the teachings that we can spread out. Ojibwe are very forward thinking as far as the coming together of all. And I learned as I was researching this that they're actually considered a tribe, which is a keeper of the faith. So that's what they are. That's a container that they hold within the community. And so as I was bringing this forward and feeling into it, really White Buffalo started coming up, and she came a few times in the cards yesterday. So White Buffalo medicine energy, very prominent with the ancestors right now. There is underneath all the chaos and all the war and stuff that's going on, there is a mass awakening of Christ consciousness energy, unconditional love, flooding the energy field underneath that. And a lot of this unrest we're seeing is just the need to remove that from the field so that we can vibrate at this higher level. So and there's no coincidences here. As we in the spiritual community are witnessing this and experiencing this since when we're in ceremony more and more throughout the field, probably about 20 years ago almost, there was a white buffalo that was born in rural Manitoba, and it became a big kind of thing here for a while. And this happened. This was in the news. It happened here in Winnipeg, and the Lakota elders and leaders in that saw this white buffalo being born as a sign of the return of the energy of the white buffalo, which is part of Lakota legend. The lands where I live. So briefly about what this energy is all about, if you're not aware already, a white buffalo woman, a wise woman, appeared to some braves, Lakota braves, in the form of this white buffalo. And what she brought to them, and then she shape-shifted into this beautiful woman, and there's like a whole legend about white buffalo. I encourage you to read up on it. It's really cool. But what she brought to them was this peace pipe. And the peace pipe was brought so that the people to bring healing to the people. That energy and it brought the energy of the community through the peace pipe ceremony, because that's one of their big ceremonies that they do, that I've had the honor to be participated in quite a few times. But it also is about healing. And as you send the smoke up to Creator and to the angels, you're sending your prayers. So you're sending your prayers up to Creator, for healing or whatever it is that you need. So this is the energy of White Buffalo, who is in the house today representing our divine feminine goddess. So they wanted me to bring teaching just briefly because we're talking about ancestors, and ancestors, everything is about the planet and the earth and the cycles of the earth and the moon and how we shift through that. And right now we're in the season of the West, which is autumn, which if you missed yesterday, I did a guided meditation about how to meet your ancestors and stuff like that. But it's actually only on Corinne Garillo's site, so you have to go there to find that one. But it's a great little meditation. But so the medicine on the medicine wheel, this is Indigenous teaching, but it's also across many just Indigenous cultures, not just Native American culture, where we have the wheel. You see it in the Mayan calendar with the wheel, and the tarot, the wheel of life, and all that kind of stuff. It's mystery school Egyptian teachings. The circle is the physical body. The center is your soul, and then you're this, like, the circle is the physical body. So that's the tree of life analogy. So you see these things interweaving through cross cultures. And so the medicine wheel, we're in the West, and they have colors associated with it. Currently, the Ojibwe color for the West is yellow, although when I was, learning about it, they actually shift their colors at times, or the wheel, things can shift on it. Like, it's not a static thing. So they may get together and like suddenly have some big teaching or energy shift, and they'll shift their colors and everything. But I feel color West is really prominent right now. West is about reaping the rewards of what you've gathered over the last couple seasons. So the seeds you planted and what's grown over the summer and what you're reaping now. So that's like the really, the one aspect of it, on that wheel. But then the other aspect of it is, what are you letting go of? Like the leaves that are falling from the trees, and we're heading also, the tree almost goes into this period, like once the leaves fall, like it looks dead, but it's not dead. It's just dormant. And so the tree within that analogy is showing us about ourselves, and so if you were the tree right now, your leaves would, well, here they're already mostly gone, but they might just be starting to fall or wherever you are. But that's about the real letting go. And the letting go is part of that circle of life of, when we come into the spring, what is the new things that we're going to be bringing into our lives? They also, this other fascinating thing, before I get into readings, because I'm going to start pulling cards super quick as well to bring in messages individually from your ancestors. So on the wheel, there's actually inner circles, right? So it's not just like one big wheel. There's concentric circles. And so one of the things that the Ojibwe teach about is the four rascals. So in each direction, there's a rascal. And so they don't talk about it as in bad or evil. They talk of it as a rascal because we all have these things inside of us. We all have these elements, like good, bad, positive, not, like it all actually exists in us because we're a wheel. Like we have to have everything. And so it's about being like balanced, through the center of that wheel. But and I found this super fascinating because the biggest thing that I feel like I have been dealing with for the last couple months is regrets. And when I was learning about this teaching, it was like, what is the rascal of the West? Regrets. And I was just like, okay, so I'm right on time. Yeah, but when they talk about regrets, they talk about it in terms of, acceptance as us as a whole. And it's like, we all have regrets. Like, let's face it, every single one of us has regrets. And like, I used to try to like just pull them. Like, I just want that regret gone. But then when I was like kind of listening to this teaching about the circle and the whole, it was like, everybody does have regrets. And some of those regrets that I have will probably never go away because they're things that I wish that I hadn't done, even though I could see. But the beauty of it is that, like, I've learned from those regrets. What did I learn? I learned that I'm never going to make that decision again. I'm never going to do that thing again. You know, it showed me maybe where there was a pattern within myself that I keep making the same regrets over and over and over again. So instead of looking at your regret as your enemy, sort of look at it as, this happened to me. It was a shit situation. It was kind of shitty, but how can I learn, grow, and change from this and turn that negative situation into a positive? And I really love the teachings on that through my people here, the Ojibwe. So I'm really pleased that I was and honored, deeply honored, that I was guided to bring these messages to you guys today. And with that, I'm going to bring some more messages. So today, I'm pretty much working in messages, ancestors and allies. If you have any questions, you know, be specific with your questions. Also, if I have time, if you have any specific questions you'd like to ask me, the channel for me and the ancestors is pretty open right now. So I feel like they could channel messages for you guys, and there might very well be a lot of channel messages that are about to come through in these cards, because this isn't, you know, I'm not your ancestor. I'm just the messenger of the day. So with that, let me see here. Oh, I saw somebody and their name disappeared, and I went, my shaman heritage. Okay, my shaman heritage. So you see what your shaman have to say for you today. Okay, so today you're getting this card. I'm hoping I can do it without, I'm going to switch my light a bit. Blair. And it says, heed the messenger. And it's like a lot of blue in the background, and there's a little blue bird sitting on her shoulder there. And, you know, she's dressed in blue. And what's really highlighting for me here is there's a jewel sitting at the third eye. Heed your messengers. So I feel like you have a lot of questions maybe about guidance and stuff like that. The energy field is quite subtle. It's very powerful. As people have said, it's moving because in the past, for like quite a bit of time, we've been a little bit stagnant in the energy flow moving. This energy field is actually like ripped. And I think that a lot of us are in the dark right now because there's like a lot of shifting going on, and it's really stuff that we don't need to witness or see, because it's kind of like, ooh, it's just gonna go. And then once we get out of this like fog we're in, or like I feel like I'm standing on an abyss looking at nothing, they show me that that abyss is unlimited possibilities in front of us. We are at the foreground pushing forward the energy of shifting and change within this field right now. And there are people waking up and popping off all over the place. With that, I want to give a shout out to Corinne Guerrillo, my teacher, guide, and mentor. Through the Angel Alchemy Academy, you know, I was waking up feeling that pushing me forward, but I was really in a lot of shadow and really not acknowledging my shadow. So if you are at all feeling like you're looking for guidance, you're very much in the dark, people might be afraid because they don't understand what's happening to them. I am a natural medium. And if you are a natural medium and you need to learn how to command that gift, how to control it, how to shut it off and turn it on, that's the place for you, because these are all she teaches you to step outside of your boundaries, step outside of your shell, and really connect into you and how to manage everything that's happening around you. So that's my shout out to Corinne, and I thank you for this opportunity to be here. Getting back to you, my shamanic person here. You are getting messages, but there's just a little bird there. So, really quieting yourself, sitting quietly and tuning in. And then, one of the top things I'd have to say about connecting in with your ancestors, because they wanted me to talk about my top tips. So one of my tips right now is going to come in, and it's when things happen, when you feel certain things or you notice certain things, acknowledge it. Say, is that feather for me? You know, like if you think that feather's for you, like just say it out loud or say it in your head. Ask them. Like I talk telepathically all the time. So if you do that, you can talk in your head, but you can even say it out loud, like whisper, like, is that for me? You know, and then they'll know, oh, she's seen this. If she's seen this and acknowledged this, now I can start bringing in some new information. But if you don't start acknowledging even like the little things like that gust of wind or that brush on your leg or that, you know, hair on the back of your neck starting to stand up, you know, start witnessing and saying, I notice and see these smaller things, because then they'll start bringing in more. Like until you notice the feather on the ground, and actually acknowledge it, you might just keep getting feathers over and over again because they're just like anybody else. If you don't give them back validation within the energy field, they don't know that you've actually got it. Like they're still waiting. Does she get it or does she not get it? So really acknowledging those small things and asking. Oh, that's another tip. Talking to your ancestors. How do I do it? Ask them. Just start talking to them. I talk to them like they're people. I ask them questions. I ask them for deeper validations. I tell them, I'm not really getting it. You need to give me some bigger magic here, because I tell them that all the time, because I used to have big miracles happen because I missed the small stuff all the time. And so I hope that helps you. Next message. Carolyn McCrory. I don't know if you want a card, but you have a long message, and I'm going to read that message later. But I'll pull a card for you, just because you took such an effort to write a long message to me. I love it. Okay. Carolyn, what do they have to say for you? See the signs. So here again, we're getting that message. See the signs. And there's a line. This line is really highlighting in the field for me. And this is like courage, you know, and sometimes it's like we see the signs, but then it'll trigger like a fear sometimes, like especially if you don't understand where the energies are coming from or what it is, or if you're like me and you had like we're in a situation where you had kind of a family that didn't embrace the spiritual stuff and really taught you not to do it, then it was fearful for me at first, because I was like, am I going to burn in hell, or, you know, am I going to be okay? So, you know, you have to trust your own gut instincts. You have to go inside of you and figure out what is right for you in your life, and have the courage then to, you know, step out. There's again a lot of black in the background of this card. And then there's like little sparks. So I feel like for you, Carolyn, you're getting a lot of hits right now, a lot of intuition and synchronicities that are coming in. And there's some shadow in this background card for you because of, you know, the infinite possibility through that portal ahead. But like there's a lot of light here coming in and a lot of hits and energy from you right now that are coming in for you. So that's amazing. Just got to see my feed here. Bree would love a card from her ancestors. Oh, Bree. Oh, you got a lot of stuff going on in your heart there, Bree. It's feeling like soft though too. I like it. Yeah, you're shifting a lot out of your heart space right now. I can, even as I said that, I could feel even more pushing out. So, you know, assistance from Archangel Raphael for you with that healing through your heart space. And what do your ancestors want you to know? Time to ground. Time to ground. So, you can really see, like, she's actually under the ground here. There's a lot of stuff percolating for you under the surface is what I'm getting. So, and then there's like this ancient turtle coming down here. So there's a lot of ancient ancestral energy really working up from you, but it's very foundational. So they're saying, get back to your foundation, get back to your roots. That could mean get back to your passion. It could get back to your ancestral roots, as in maybe these are some of the ancestors that are coming forward for you. This is a yes I'm getting immediately through the energy field. So where you're going to find your ancestors, where you're going to find your magic, is really going deep within yourself. Your and with that is like a lot of healing, of course, that takes place in order for us to really connect back in to that true source and essence. Being very connected on the earth, you are already very connected to these ancestors, but I think they're taking it to a deeper level here is what they're showing me. So some deep insights, but there again, it's you going into you and clearing out some of that old stuff, some of the old layers that no longer serve you. Yeah, so you're kind of hibernating almost right now under the ground. It's interesting. Cool. Now, who is next? I feel like, it's funny because I keep seeing these Carolyn, Karina. So Carolyn, I'm going to go with that. It's like really struck out for me. Carolyn. A lot of energy sitting in your solar plexus today, Carolyn. Some kind of fear or anxiety about something. So this card is going to give you some insights towards that energy. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be the theme of the day. Heed the messages. Again, sometimes if we have like stuff going on and there's a lot going on within the physical body, or there's a lot going on in the emotional body, it's really hard to hear that quiet voice, because you got this other voice over here that's just screaming at you like, I'm scared, I'm afraid, and so that little subtle inner voice, you have a hard time hearing that. So for you, it's like I can really feel there's stuff in through that solar plexus chakra. So I just want you to take this moment. You can put your hand, and if anybody else is feeling a lot of pressure through the solar plexus right now, I invite you to join us with this. Just put your hand on your solar plexus. So you can put your hands on your solar plexus just to draw your attention to that area, because sometimes our energy will want to avoid the area that's in pain. So I want you just to feel that energy in your stomach. Just witness it. Don't try to change it. Just feel what comes up for you. A lot of this stuff I can feel is not yours, and a lot in the energy field of stuff that we're holding, these fears that we're holding in our solar plexus, are not ours. What is not yours does not serve you in the highest and best good. Release it, cancel, heal it on all timelines or dimensions. We're going to send that energy down to Mother Earth, up to Creator Source, to alchemize it. Alchemize it into the energy that is power. And now I can feel the alchemization. Oh, there's a lot of alchemization of this energy through the energy field. Yes. Take some nice deep breaths in right now, because they're wanting you to share this energy that you're releasing. So nice deep breaths of this beautiful energy. Okay, so I hope some of that resonated, or at least eased, or some pressure through the field, Carolyn. You're right in the right spot. You're right where we all are, where we just need, sometimes some healing or clearing or cleansing through the energy field, so that we can start hearing that little bird sitting on our shoulder talking to us, our inner voice. So next person, Karina, because I'm going with the C's, and your card hit the floor. Your card from your ancestors today. Share your thoughts. Share your thoughts. So for you, Karina, I really feel a lot of healing energy in your energy field. Like 3/4 of this card is green, and like it's just like fiery, and then it's mixing with the gold. So you have really supernatural abilities within your energy field to be a healer. Just being is healing for those around you, because it's very much connected to divine source healing energy. There's like a dragon in the center here, so your energy field is fierce. You know, you have a fierceness about you, and power. But what they're telling me is it's time to step a little bit more out of your shell in your power, because, you know, and this is amazing. Like when you develop these gifts in yourself, this healer, this intuitive, by all means, play with it with yourself, learn about yourself, grow within yourself. You know, you can hide under a blanket with yourself with your gifts for a while, you know, and heal yourself with your own gifts and abilities. But once you get through that process, there becomes a time where it's like, now it's time for you to start stepping out more. It's time for you to start sharing more. And they tell me that you have a lot of claircognizance energy, and you have a lot of wisdom, and things that you can share with other people around you. So they're whatever capacity you're doing it in now, another step forward. Coming out. It's like, I'm coming out. Oh my God, I'm the worst singer. Sorry. Okay, who do I have next? Marcy, what is my next step for me? Okay, Marcy. Let's see. What's your next step? All right. You know, I don't know how these, sometimes I think, how does this help me? Okay, so let me just take this in for a moment for you. So what I'm actually seeing and feeling and reading in this card for you is there's like multiple potential options here for you. And I'm just going to show you this card. And again, it's the same card that we saw before, see the signs, but what's coming out in the energy field for you, through you for this card, is the branches up top, and then there's like different things. And like there's some like really super different things here. Like, you know, we got doves over here and lions over there, and like some kind of creepy dude, alien looking guy sitting at the top. So what I'm seeing is that you do have potential choices here. And what I'm being told is no choice is wrong. Each choice is just different. And, you know, but you can narrow it down a bit, like going into yourself and asking that question, what's in my highest and best good for the choice for today? And as long as you set that as your intention for the day, or when, you know, then what's in your highest and best, like these are all not, there's no wrong choice here, but there may be one that sort of highlights more and resonates more with your field right now. My belief is in multiverse, that they're all possibilities, all timelines are possible, and we're just living out the timeline of the choices that we're making right now. That's just my personal belief, though. In the background, there is uncertainty still here with the shadow. So this is the time that we're in right now. You're well on your path. You have a lot of courage here to make the choices that you need to make. So, you know, they're like, don't be afraid that you're going to make the wrong choice. When the moment is right and there's a choice in front of you, you will make the right choice. But there's going to be timing in this just through the West right now where we're releasing. So what they're saying to me is, yes, there's new things, but right now there's maybe a few old things that need to be completely, like, we're not just, because we're doing this huge shift in the universe right, or in the universe right now. Okay, that's what it is. Not just on this planet. Apparently, this is the whole universe. Is we are tying up loose ends, not just from energies from this lifetime or this relationship or this job or whatever, we're tying up loose ends from like multiple timelines, like multiple um, and multiple lives. So it in the fall, like this is what, they also were showing me in the field is, sometimes like this time of the year especially, we can, if you're not in balance, looking at what the rewards that you've reaped for what you need to let go of, like that's really fall and west in balance, is seeing the beauty but seeing like some of the stuff that needs to go. So right now, for all of us, if you feel like there's certain patterns that are cycling around, it's because it's a circle. And where you feel like you healed it the last time, what they're showing you is you're not quite done yet. And so just honor that and say, well, what is it? If I'm not quite done with this, and then you can also look back to when you experienced this pattern the last time and how you managed it and how you worked it through the energy field. And this is where you can suddenly see growth. Like, oh yeah, I've been here before, but oh no, I'm not managing it the way that I used to. Oh, so we have shifted and changed and grown, and something that, like, I went through a thing last fall that was like the worst thing that ever happened to me 17 years ago. And it took me like years to clear that. I cleared it out, got the answers I needed in 2 months. And even though it was kind of like 2 months of kind of hell, in retrospect, when I was able to look back at that pattern the last time, I was like, oh, so I have evolved, because what took me years to shift and change before, I've got it down to 2 months. And I'm like, so next time this like little monster circles around in that spiral and rears its ugly head again, I hope to have it down to 2 hours. And then 2 minutes, and then maybe it just won't even, I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, but so yeah, there's some old stuff that you need to work through to shift through first. And then, but there's already ideas and lots of them coming up, and you're going to do great. You have a lot of powerful gifts that you, and if you aren't aware of those, Angel Alchemy Academy. You'll learn all about yourself. I actually still learn new gifts and abilities to this day. Jody, I love Jody. Hello, Jody and Shasta. Okay. Oh my God. Jody, you're just gonna like, I don't know. You're gonna get it as soon as you see this card. And I only say this because I know Jody. So this card, I just love this card for you, Jody. Jody, I know for a fact, is a real horsewoman, had a horse ranch and actually owned and trained horses. So I'm like, I'm blown away that the ancestors are bringing forward for you the horse magic and horse energy. And I'm really feeling that that's one of the things that they're, and I feel like you almost could cry right now for the love that you feel from your horse ancestors and your ancestors for bringing this to you. There's darkness here in this horse, obviously. So there's a lot of shadow going on. So, you might be in some shadow right now and experiencing some stuff right now. But what they're showing me in the outline of this horse is there's fire. So whatever you're experiencing right now is alchemizing through the field. Fire is the energy of creation to me. The dragon breathing fire, breathing life, and fire alchemizes. It shifts energy, and it changes wood. Like, you just see how we got wood and you put it into the fire and then it like burns and it just alchemizes it to smoke and ash. So some of the stuff that you're going on, like, they're acknowledging in this stuff that's in the energy field for you, but they're showing me that underneath it all, it's fire being burnt and alchemized through the field. And there's just so much fiery energy and passion through this card. So it's saying, know your power, and just own it. Know who you are and just own it. And it's like super okay to own your power. Like, we've been taught, it's ego, it's in balance. So I own my power. I know that I have amazing gifts and abilities, but as I hold this card in front of Jody, I see her gifts and abilities equally. I actually see everybody more powerful than me, but that's like me trying to bring that back in balance. But Jody, own your power. You are supported. You are loved. There is movement of this energy in the field. The horses are showing me movement. So whatever's happening will move and it will shift. But it's some of these patterns that are coming up right now, they're alchemizing through the field for you right now. So I hope that resonates. Let's see here. I have a hard time. The feed doesn't keep moving. Kari, the best way to tear down my limitations. Feeling a lot of energy in your solar plexus, Kari. Feel like there's releasing of old, some old energy patterns through your energy field. That's, like it feels like actually a lot of DNA stuff coming in, like maybe through your family line of some suppression of, like, oh, we don't do that, or, like we don't have enough money for that. We don't have, like, I feel like there was limitations as a child sort of through some of the conversation, and it may not have been meant to be done in a malicious way, but sometimes the wording of how we word things and how our families and parents worded things to us places limitations on us. Because maybe they've also placed limitations on themselves, is what I'm being told. When we heal this energy, we heal it through all timelines and through us, your DNA line, at least 7 generations, if not more. So, as we heal this, we also heal the ancestors are healing us, but we're also helping to heal the ancestral line. And that's amazing. Okay. So how do you tear down your limitations? Here's the answers from your ancestors. Here, there's this beautiful woman. And on the bottom of the card, it says, with love and kindness. With love and kindness. So what they're calling you to do is be more gentle with yourself. You beat yourself up because you feel like you can't get past your limitations. Just so we're all aware, when we have a limitation in our energy field, yes, things can be passed down to us. And some of that stuff is actually relatively easy at times to remove, especially energetically when I witness it, because it's not actually ours to begin with. It's something that it resonates with some aspect of our field, but not our whole entire field. It's really the stuff that we do to ourselves that really impacts us the most, because the stuff we do to ourselves, we do on every cell of our being, and it resonates through that. So what they're calling you to is love and kindness for ourselves. People ask for, my soulmate, am I going to find true love? Your truest love is you. Your truest love will always be you. I had this lesson on Mount Shasta, my last plant medicine, and I was calling in for peace and clarity and struggling with, some love issues and whatnot. And I was like, show me what I need to know about, these relationships or these patterns or what I need to know. And all I experienced on that mountain for 2 hours was unconditional love for myself pouring from like I could feel it pouring in me, but then expanding through me. And at the end of that experience, I realized all I need to do is love myself. And, if somebody else comes along and loves some aspect of that self, that's amazing and that's wonderful. But we also have to be the being that we want to be loved to attract our partners too. So, there's always that. But yeah, so just love and be gentle with yourself. Allow this time to reflect. If things come up, look at them. What's coming up for me? If you have to book a healing session with a healer, I work with clients all the time, working energy work, clearing energy fields and getting rid of all this old stuff and helping people connect into their, their source energy and their highest selves. So my information's in the top, but there's many healers here, many different styles and many different things. I am a teacher as well. So through My Wild Souls Rising will be providing courses and a lot of foundational stuff to start with. But if you really want to go deep and do a 6-month deep dive and really clear some stuff out, Angel Alchemy Academy. It's like a little infomercial once in a while. I honestly would not, I don't sell stuff that I don't believe in, and this changed my life. It really, really, really did. Okay, Lynn, message for me regarding my new life. Ooh, that's cryptic. Lynn has a new life. Let's feel about the energy around Lynn's new life. I want to feel it. I just like to feel into that. I want to feel how you feel in your new life. I can really feel your legs moving. You're walking, you're in motion, so you're very busy doing stuff right now in regards to settling into your new life. There's a little bit of fear here, maybe like of the unknown of what's going to happen. Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to pull it off? Just take a deep breath in and just imagine that energy just dissipating through the energy field. Something you don't need there. So removing those blocks will also give you like a lot more clarity and confidence as you're on that path. All right. It feels good though. There's nothing like, I don't feel no shadowy or anything. It really feels good. It feels like maybe warmer. I mean, it's cold here. I feel like wherever you are, you should tell me where you're from because I feel warmer than I am right now. I like would take my jacket off, I think, if I was where you were. I love this for you with your new life. Know that you belong. It's super powerful validation that the choice of your new life is, this is exactly where you need to be. And there's like this cat there with these wings, and what's highlighting for me with this is, that's a little unusual. So maybe a little unusual what you're doing, or it may lead you in places that are a little unusual to the average Joe, to the common person, but you're beautifully unusual, and your path and your journey is beautifully it's you're in motion, you're in movement, and you're exactly where you belong, and you're exactly where you need to be. All right. I made a dish today that my ancestors made, and I literally feel celebration energy from them because I nailed it. Yay! Okay. Gintar Nana, are there any messages from my granddad on my mom's side? He's been on your mind all day. Your granddad on your mom's side. Okay, let me just feel into that energy. There's like some root energy connected to this granddad. Like I can really where I'm sitting on my chair is just all of a sudden really grounded in. It's weird. I can smell it's weird. I don't usually smell things, but I feel like I got a whiff of like tobacco or a pipe. I love that because I never get that. Oh, and that's another top thing that they're telling me right now to bring in is one of my top things about my connecting with your ancestors. Step outside of your box. So this Jintar is coming up for you before I even pull a card. Stepping outside of your box. What we know, believe, and feel to be true. So a lot of us, there's a lot of stuff that's talked about your clairs, like clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant. So claircognizant is just knowing things. Clairsentient is feeling things through your body. Clairvoyant is seeing. Clairsentient is smelling. And there's like clair goose stuff or something to do with taste. I don't want to taste things, so I don't really think about that one too much. But so sometimes we'll be like, I'm a medium and I'm clairvoyant. I'm a card reader and I'm clairsentient. you've now put yourself in a box. So what they've showed me, and what this was a hard lesson for me, because they would shut my gifts off and I would go like radio silent, and I'm usually like this, and I'd be like, why am I not hearing anything anymore? And then all of a sudden it would be because I'm feeling things in my body. So they would like literally check me out of one of my strongest gifts that I was like really attached to, and I loved it, so that I could learn how to be more clairsentient. And so clairaudience is hearing things, and like sometimes I kind of like hear like messages, kind of, it comes through my head. But when I started working with the ancestors in the academy, I had never done this before. And this is this exercise where we had to connect into past lives and ancestors. And I was just like, wow, that's a challenge. So I did it. And I happened to be with Malena Rodriguez, who is also on here, and I highly amazing medium. Love her, and I got energy field connecting into her energy, just love her. But she happened to be the person, and she's like a kick-ass medium. So not only do I have to do this, but now I'm in the room with somebody that I'm like, I know is a medium, right? And the ancestors, like, it was this past life thing, and all of a sudden I could hear bells like tinkling, like, but it was like castanets. And I'm like, what is that? Like, I never had heard things before. And so like I really tuned in, and I was like listening, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden my clairvoyance started kicking in, and my claircognizance started kicking in, and my clairsentience started kicking in. And I realized that it was an entire past life. And her and I witnessed this almost like a movie together. And it was like the coolest thing. And these are the cool things. Like when I was in the academy, like meeting with people suddenly became a playground, because when you meet with people who, you know, like sometimes your gifts are vastly different and you learn something new. And then some people's gifts are like, you're like resonating in the same frequency. And like, so we're like literally watching this movie of her past life. And as I was saying it, she was like experiencing it, and it was the coolest thing. And then it happened again with another girl in the academy, Shauna Seacrest. Again, her and I, she's like medium and stuff too. And when the ancestors coming in, it started coming in as drums, and then dancing. And so for me, a lot of my connection when I do stuff one-on-one sessions when I know ancestors are coming in, I can hear them. Like I can hear them. So, okay, Jintar, again, back to granddad. So, you know, those messages were for you too, Jintar, and maybe your grandfather is just coming up right now because he's wanting to highlight for you that there's some shifting that's going to be going on, and maybe some new openings for some of your gifts. When grandfather energy comes in like that with people, it triggers me in a session to be like, there's no coincidences why your grandfather on your mom's side is suddenly wanting to get your attention, because there's something around what's going on in your situation right now, or something that you're healing in your situation right now, that you're also healing for his line, his genetic line. So our certain ancestors for me will come in when we're doing DNA genetic lines, because I know that that grandmother and grandfather is providing support. So he's really, there's heart energy here, heart healing that he's wanting to show. There's something about his heart, and it's like a pressure that's going on there, and maybe it's heartache, and I don't know if it's to do with like energy of grieving or loss, or change or shift. But there's something around you I feel like there's something around you that's shifting and changing right now. He's just here to bring you support, and know that your ancestors are supporting you through this shift and change. And it's like an ancestral healing that you're working with. And if you get the thought in your head of your grandfather being there, say, grandfather, I know you're here. What do you have to tell me? I'm all about empowerment. Like I can sit here and feed everybody the answers to everything all day long. But really what I want you all to get out of my sessions is we all have the power to do this. Some of us are just, we just are, like it's like playing the piano. Some people are better at playing the piano than other. Hockey, some people are in the NHL, some people can barely skate. But with the development of it, we all have these abilities in us and we can draw them out. And sometimes they're not as hidden as we might have thought they were, because there's been a lot of suppression of people's gifts and abilities and psychic mediumship through the energy field, through years and years and generations, and all of our past lives as well, of persecution. So that is actually one of the things that we're heavily clearing right now. And as I feel that, like, so much energy just sunk into my solar plexus. So let's just do a healing quickly, breathing into that, into your stomach, and just releasing and letting go. With your permission, I'd like to do some theta here just quickly. Permission to download into your energy field the knowing belief and feeling on all levels of your being that it is safe for you to shine and show your gifts. Say yes if you want that, and to remove, cancel, or heal the feelings that if I express my gifts, I will be persecuted and injured or killed. Onto all timelines, cancel, heal, or release on all timelines and dimensions. Say yes. So just breathing into that, that will continue to download. With this, I need to sign off, I guess, for now. So if I didn't hit you up today, I'll hit you up another. I'm up back tomorrow, so try messaging me tomorrow. And Jintar, your journey with your grandfather is only just beginning. He's a guide for you from the other side, and really wanting to do some deep healing of your ancestral line with you. And much appreciation, gratitude, and love to you all in your fields. Your ancestors are, you're the ones that they've been waiting for. You're the ones that they've been waiting for. All the past lives, all the lives that they led, everything through the field and the trauma and that's been, we are in this moment now, and you're the ones who have showed up to work with that. So they love you, they support you, and just start talking to them. And I think that with that, the only other thing I would have to say is, if you want to get into working with this, learning a practice where you get grounded and feel, and then healed yourself, to truly start feeling energies outside of your own being and body in a clearer way. The clearer your energy field is, the clearer your body is, the clearer that your messages will come in. Like, you know, if we have a lot of resonance with certain traumas in our field and we start to try to work with people with that, there can be so much, like, and we can really feel like we're taking on their stuff, but then part of it is also they're triggering so much within yourself. Nothing heals you quicker than becoming a healer, because every session you'll have some kind of healing happening there. But yeah, developing a practice. I have a practice. I have my tools, and there's ways to learn about those types of things too. If you aren't already aware, check into that. I really encourage people, at least in the beginning, to start with some ritual practice just to set the energy field. And then your ancestors will know that you're ready for them. And it also creates boundaries of when you're not ready for them, because you don't need them showing up at 2:00 in the morning, shaking bells in your ears. Been there, done that, not doing that again. Love to you all for now. Goodbye.